East Stroudsburg University softball with head coach Joe Fuduric. As the Warriors finished the 2013 season. You guys put yourself in a position to have an opportunity to advance to the PSAC tournament. That didn't work out, but the three teams that did advance are on the NCAA regional. So, it's a very tough division, a competitive division. You had a young team this year. Just summarize your season.
I think we just had a lot of inconsistencies throughout the season. We had a skid where we started off losing 4 games, then we turned it around. We're winning. We're on a 5-game winning streak. Then we're back on a 4-game, 6-game losing streak. Then we're back on a. It was back and forth, and we just didn't have the consistency that we needed. We were able to kind of turn things around and right the ship through, midway through the season, which was great. We had 6 games at the end of the year. We talked about it as a team with those conference games, and we all agree we should have had 4 of those 6 games. Certainly 2 one-run games with Ship at the end was very tough. 1 going 10 innings. It's just that was very difficult for us to swallow, but at least we showed up there. And then we had 1 game against Westchester and 1 game against Kutztown where we decided we didn't want to play defense. So our youth kind of came through, throwing the ball around a little bit. We ended up, I think, with 9 errors between those 2 games, and it was just. It didn't all come together, with a young squad and really a brand new infield. But we have to obviously turn that around and step it up in the future. So.
Yeah, your offensive lineup, you had Jennifer DeNaro as your designated player, was a senior.
Right.
Rebecca Smith was a junior as a catcher,
yeah.
And everybody else sophomore and freshman. Becca Smith obviously led you this year in almost every category. I'm sure you're looking to her to lead your team into 2014 as well.
Absolutely. I think she has a natural leadership ability about her, being a catcher on the team and having caught in her previous careers elsewhere. She certainly likes that step. She wants to lead. She wants to be under pressure. She enjoys it. She has a competition. She really stepped up for us as far as hitting was concerned this year. Unfortunately, at the end of the year, she went to a slump, but luckily it was right at the end of the year, I guess, and not mid-season, so it wasn't a very long one.
You had a couple of sophomores, in Kara Woods and Kara McNeil, who had been through it before, along with Jamie Smith. Casey Meckes really hadn't played a whole lot as a freshman. I thought had a very good sophomore season, and Sierra Wagner's a freshman, so that's a good core group of players who played pretty well offensively throughout the year. Absolutely.
Sierra comes from a great area of softball with high school and summer ball. I expected her to do well, but I think she did better than we expected. She really was very consistent for us, led the team. I believe she led the team in walks this year as a freshman, which is always nice to see. She's just a disciplined hitter. With Casey Meckes, she didn't play a lot last year, but this year she became very comfortable and confident, and that's what was missing in her hitting last year. It's a very mental game, and she just said, you know what, I got this. And there wasn't really anything we changed other than her feeling better and more confident at the plate, to really step up for us, and just so happy and proud of her. And being a PV local kid, you always, obviously you want everybody to do well, but
right.
It's nice, from the area to see it too, so it's good.
You also had 2 other freshmen play significantly for you, along with Sierra Wagner and Haley Thomas and Kelly McNolly, and they had stretches also where they really came through and performed for you.
Absolutely. Early on in the year at third base, we were kind of moving back and forth between Kelly and Lauren, a couple of freshmen. Unfortunately, some things happened where Lauren wasn't able to play anymore, and Kelly really stepped up, quite honestly. She started to become more and more aggressive, in getting things done, and starting to become more confident and comfortable at the plate as well. And I think that's something that all freshmen have to go through. Haley obviously is actually an infielder, a shortstop, and we had started her in the outfield and brought her back into the infield, kind of due to some injury issues, and to give her an opportunity, and she really got it done, and wants to play. And I think when somebody really wants to play, you see it. You see it in how they hit and how they conduct themselves, and she certainly did a great job for us, so we were happy with it.
In the circle, especially that last weekend, Laura Suits really carried you, but you expected her to throughout the season. She was a junior this year, and really put it all together.
Absolutely. Her freshman year, she had a great year as a freshman. In our league, it's tough for pitchers, especially as freshmen, to make that leap. And she did. She did a very nice job for us. Last year, unfortunately, she had kind of struggled early on in the year. We got her back to where she needed to be, and lo and behold, she gets mono. She's out for the last 3 weeks of the season. So that actually helped her a little bit this year, because there were some teams that hadn't seen her for a year, or only saw her for a few outs or a few innings last year. And she's grown and developed, and she's so much stronger and more confident. She did a great job for us, and we are just ecstatic to have her back next year to hopefully anchor the staff again, because it's a young staff.
That last weekend, when you were at Shippensburg to finish the season, you knew at that point that the postseason wasn't a possibility, but I'm sure as a coach that's a spot where you really want your team to come through and perform, and she took the ball both games in a couple complete games.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's really what it was about. And we had set a goal, that we wanted to win as much as we could, and if nothing else, we could end it on a high note with a couple of wins. And Laura stepped up. The first game she went 10 innings, and it was a 3-2 game, and I thought, well, you know what, I'm just going to put her back out there until they start hitting her. And lo and behold, it was one home run, and that's it. So you can't fault somebody with that. You go that long with that many earned runs. It was a 16 2/3 innings or something like that, and it was just a few earned runs. You can't fault the pitcher for that. So she did a great job for us.
What do you look forward to when you come back in the fall? So you have the fall practice schedule. What are some of the goals for the team at that point?
I think it's to see who's going to come back and really own up to positions. I think our sophomore class, which will be juniors next year, I think they set a precedent that this is where I'm going to play next year, and this is how it's going to be, which is nice to see. But they're obviously very team-oriented people. And I'm excited to see how the freshmen this year are going to come back. To see where they're going to be, and what level they're going to be at. We have people sometimes playing out of position. We may be able to move things around, and that's always a good problem to have. When you have too much talent to put on the field at one time. So that's hopefully what we're going to have in the fall. We have some good, strong freshmen coming in. Very excited about. We have one freshman pitcher in particular from Maryland that we're very excited about. So hopefully she'll come in a great, strong position to help out with the staff, and set a precedent. So.
All right. Where softball finished in 2013, we look forward to coming back on campus in the fall and getting ready for the 2014 season.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.